I want to start this video with a question that may surprise you. Are you one of the millions of seniors who do crossword puzzles, Sudoku, or word games every single day, faithfully, because you have been told they protect your brain from cognitive decline? If your answer is yes, I need you to hear this carefully. The latest brain science is now telling us something the medical community has been slow to admit. Crossword puzzles, Sudoku, and most popular brain games do not produce the kind of brain protection that seniors believe they are getting. They engage one part of your brain repeatedly. They reinforce existing neural pathways. They make you better at doing crosswords. But they do almost nothing to build the new neural connections that actually protect against cognitive decline as you age. If you have been faithfully doing your daily crossword for years, hoping it is preventing dementia, the painful truth is that you may have been wasting your time. But here is what most seniors do not know. There is a 60-second brain exercise, completely free, requiring no equipment, that produces dramatically more measurable improvements in brain function than any crossword puzzle ever could. And the research behind it is extraordinary. Let me tell you about a woman I will call Catherine. Catherine was 72 years old, a retired bookkeeper from Atlanta, Georgia. She had done the New York Times crossword every single morning for 28 years. She believed she was protecting her brain. Then, over the past 18 months, she had started forgetting words mid-sentence. Her daughter brought her to me, terrified. I told Catherine to stop doing her crosswords as her primary brain exercise. Instead, I taught her a specific 60-second cross-lateral finger exercise based on cutting-edge neuroplasticity research. 8 weeks later, Catherine came back to my office. She looked 10 years younger. Her word recall had returned. Her mental sharpness was noticeable to everyone around her. Her daughter cried. She said, "Doctor, why did no one ever tell us this? My name is Dr. Franklin. And in the next 23 minutes, I am going to share with you the exact brain exercise that genuinely protects and rebuilds aging neural pathways. I am going to walk you through, step by step, how to do it correctly. And I am going to explain why almost every other brain training activity you have been doing is significantly less effective than this one simple practice. Stay with me through this entire video because I will not just tell you what the exercise is. I will explain why it works, what specific changes happen in your brain when you do it consistently, and exactly how to integrate it into your day starting tomorrow morning. Before we begin, drop a comment below and tell me your age and what brain training activities you currently do. Crosswords? Sudoku? Apps? Just typing words? I read every single comment, and I want to know what this community is doing. All right, let us begin. Before I share the exercise, you need to understand exactly why crossword puzzles and most popular brain games fail to deliver the protection they promise. Your brain has two hemispheres, the left and the right. They are connected by a thick bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. Think of the corpus callosum as a bridge that allows the two hemispheres to communicate, share information, and work together. When you are young, this bridge is wide, active, and constantly used. The two hemispheres are in constant dialogue. Information flows freely between them. Your brain works as a unified, coordinated system. As you age, something concerning happens. The corpus callosum begins to thin. The communication between the two hemispheres slows. Your brain starts relying more heavily on one hemisphere over the other for most tasks. Neuroscientists have a specific term for this. They call it de-differentiation. It is one of the hallmark changes in the aging brain. And here is the part that should change how every senior approaches brain training. The faster your corpus callosum thins, the faster your cognitive function declines. The more your two hemispheres lose communication, the more memory problems, word-finding difficulties, and slower thinking you experience. This is why most brain games fail. Crossword puzzles and Sudoku primarily engage your left hemisphere, the side responsible for language, logic, and analytical thinking. Doing them every day strengthens the left hemisphere. But it does nothing to maintain communication between the left and right hemispheres. It does not work the bridge. Picture it this way. Imagine you have two beautiful cities separated by a river, with one bridge connecting them. If you only ever drive around the streets in one city, those streets get worn smooth and easy to navigate, but the bridge gets less and less traffic. The bridge starts to deteriorate. Eventually, even though the streets in each city are perfect, you cannot get from one to the other anymore. That is what happens to the aging brain when you only do single hemisphere brain training. The hemispheres themselves may be fine, but the connection between them weakens. The 60-second exercise I am about to teach you does something most brain training does not do. It deliberately and intensively activates both hemispheres simultaneously. It forces communication across the corpus callosum. It makes the bridge stronger. A 2024 review in the journal Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience examined dozens of studies on cognitive training in adults over 65. The researchers concluded that exercises specifically targeting cross-hemispheric coordination produce significantly greater improvements in cognitive function than single-domain brain games. This is the brain training your generation should be doing, and almost no one has told you about it. The exercise is called the cross-lateral finger sequence. I know that sounds technical, but the practice itself is remarkably simple. Let me walk you through it step by step. You are going to use both of your hands. The key principle is that your hands will perform different patterns at the same time. This simultaneous, asymmetric movement forces your two brain hemispheres to coordinate intensively. Here is exactly how to do it. I want you to follow along if you can, or watch this section and practice immediately after. Step 1. Sit up straight in a comfortable position. Place both hands palm up on a flat surface in front of you, or on your lap. Step 2. With your right hand, you are going to touch your thumb to each fingertip in sequence. Thumb to index finger, thumb to middle finger, thumb to ring finger, thumb to pinky, then back the other direction. Thumb to ring, thumb to middle, thumb to index, and start the cycle again. Practice that with just your right hand for a few moments. Get comfortable with the rhythm. Step 3. With your left hand, you are going to do something different. You are going to touch your thumb to each fingertip, but in the opposite order. Start with thumb to pinky, then thumb to ring, thumb to middle, thumb to middle, thumb to index, then back, thumb to middle, thumb to ring, thumb to pinky, and start the cycle again. Practice that with just your left hand. Step 4. Here is where the brain magic happens. You are going to do both hands at the same time. Your right hand starts with thumb to index. Your left hand starts with thumb to pinky. Both hands move at the same pace. Both hands reach the end of their sequence at the same time. Both hands reverse and come back at the same time. The first time you try this, you will struggle. That is the entire point. You will struggle because your two brain hemispheres are being forced to coordinate intensively. You may laugh. You may get tangled up. You may have to slow down. This is exactly what is supposed to happen. Do this for 60 seconds. That is your daily brain exercise. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Doctor, that sounds too simple to do much. Let me explain why this simple exercise is more powerful for your aging brain than hours of crossword puzzles. When you do this exercise, 3 remarkable things happen inside your brain simultaneously. First, both hemispheres activate at the same intensity at the same time. Your right hemisphere is controlling your left hand. Your left hemisphere is controlling your right hand. Both sides of your brain are working at full capacity, communicating across the corpus callosum constantly. Second, your motor cortex, the part of the brain responsible for movement, lights up in both hemispheres simultaneously. Research has shown that this kind of bilateral motor activation produces immediate releases of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a powerful protein that protects and grows brain cells. Third, the asymmetric pattern, where each hand does something different, prevents your brain from falling into autopilot. This kind of novel, challenging movement is exactly what triggers neuroplasticity, the process by which your brain forms new connections. A 2023 study published in the journal Neuropsychology examined adults over 60 who performed cross-lateral hand exercises for just 5 minutes per day. After 12 weeks, the participants showed measurable improvements in working memory, processing speed, and word recall compared to a control group, 5 minutes per day. Measurable improvements in just 12 weeks. Now here is where the second part of this video gets important, because many seniors have heard of finger exercises or brain coordination exercises. They have tried them, and they have given up because they did not see results. The reason is that almost every senior who tries this exercise does it wrong in one or more critical ways. Let me walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes. Mistake number 1, doing it too fast. When seniors first try cross-lateral exercises, they want to prove they can do it quickly. They speed up, they try to look coordinated, but speed completely undermines the brain benefits of this exercise. The slower and more deliberate you move, the more your brain hemispheres have to coordinate. Speed bypasses the corpus callosum activation. Do this exercise slowly. Aim for 1 complete cycle every 4 to 5 seconds. The struggle is the point. Mistake number 2, looking at your hands. Most seniors stare at their hands while doing this exercise, trying to verify they are getting the pattern right. But visual confirmation actually reduces the brain benefits. When you look at your hands, you are using your visual cortex to guide the movement, which bypasses the proprioceptive and motor systems that this exercise is designed to train. Close your eyes, or look straight ahead at a wall. Let your hands move based on internal awareness alone. This dramatically increases the difficulty and dramatically increases the brain benefit. Mistake number 3, doing it on autopilot. Once your hands learn the pattern, your brain will try to make it automatic. The moment a movement becomes automatic, the brain benefits stop. You have to keep changing the pattern. After a week of doing the basic sequence I described, switch the order. Start with thumb to ring finger on the right hand. Start with thumb to middle finger on the left hand. The constant novelty is what forces continued brain growth. If you are still here with me and finding this helpful, please type the number 3 in the comments. It tells me you are still watching and helps this video reach more seniors who need this information. Mistake number 4, doing it only when you remember. Brain training works through repetition and consistency, not intensity. Doing this exercise for 60 seconds once a week produces almost no benefit. Doing it for 60 seconds every single day at the same time of day produces remarkable benefits over weeks and months. Pair it with an existing habit. Do it right after brushing your teeth in the morning. Do it before your first cup of coffee. Build it into your routine so it becomes automatic to remember, but never automatic to perform. Mistake number 5, stopping when it feels difficult. This is the biggest mistake of all. When the exercise feels difficult, frustrating, or impossible, that is the exact moment when the most brain growth is happening. Difficulty is the signal that your brain is being challenged in ways it has not been challenged in years. If you stop because it is frustrating, you stop right before the breakthrough. Push through the discomfort. Smile at the struggle. Your brain is changing in those exact moments. Most seniors quit this exercise within the first 3 days because it makes them feel uncoordinated. They tell themselves they are not capable. The truth is that they are exactly where they need to be. The frustration is the medicine working. Once you have mastered the basic 60-second exercise for 2 to 3 weeks, you can progress to more advanced versions that produce even greater brain benefits. Here are 5 progressions to add over the coming months. Progression 1. Add eye movement. While your hands perform the cross-lateral finger sequence, slowly move your eyes from left to right and right to left in a smooth, steady pattern. Do not move your head, only your eyes. This adds a third dimension of neural coordination, engaging the parts of your brain responsible for visual tracking and eye-hand coordination. Progression 2. Add counting in a foreign language. While your hands perform the sequence, count aloud in a language you do not speak fluently. Even basic counting from 1 to 10 in Spanish, French, or any other language works wonderfully. You can find pronunciation videos online. This adds language processing to the workout, activating yet another network of brain regions. Progression 3. Stand on one foot. If you have good balance, perform the finger sequence while standing on one foot. After 30 seconds, switch feet. This adds vestibular system activation, which is critical for fall prevention and cerebellar health in seniors. Always do this near a chair or wall in case you need support. Progression 4. Add complex finger patterns. Instead of touching thumb to each fingertip in order, create more complex patterns. For example, thumb to index, then thumb to ring, then thumb to middle, then thumb to pinky. Do this on one hand while doing a different complex pattern on the other hand. The novelty forces continuous brain adaptation. Progression 5. Combine with humming. While performing the exercise, hum a song you know well. Humming activates the vagus nerve, supports the glymphatic system, and engages the auditory processing regions of your brain. The combination of cross-lateral movement plus humming produces what neurology researchers call a multimodal cognitive workout. You do not need to do all 5 progressions at once. Add one new layer every 2 to 4 weeks. The constant introduction of novelty is what drives continued brain growth. The 60-second exercise is the foundation. But for maximum brain protection, layer in these 5 supporting habits. Habit 1. Walk daily, ideally outdoors. Walking produces a steady release of BDNF and stimulates blood flow to the brain. 20 to 30 minutes per day is enough to produce measurable benefits. Outdoor walking adds the benefit of varied terrain, visual stimulation, and natural light, all of which support brain health beyond what indoor walking provides. Habit 2. Eat omega-3 rich foods regularly. Wild-caught fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide the brain with the omega-3 fatty acids it needs to maintain healthy neural membranes. 2 to 3 servings per week is the research-backed sweet spot. If fish is not your favorite, walnuts, flaxseed, and chia seeds provide plant-based omega-3s, though in less bioavailable forms. Habit 3. Sleep 7 to 9 hours every night, on your side. I covered this in detail in a previous video about sleep position and brain health. The short version is that side sleeping, particularly on your right side, optimizes the glymphatic system, which is your brain's overnight waste removal process. Without proper sleep, no amount of daytime brain exercise will protect your cognitive function. If you have made it this far, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube that this content matters to seniors, and it helps the algorithm push it to more people who need to see it. Habit 4. Manage stress through breathing. Chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, which damages the hippocampus, the region most critical for memory. Spend at least 5 minutes per day in slow, deliberate breathing. The 4-7-8 technique I shared in an earlier video activates the parasympathetic nervous system and reduces cortisol production. Brain protection requires emotional regulation. Habit 5. Engage in genuine human connection. This is the brain habit nobody talks about, and the research shows it may be the most important of all. Studies of centenarians, people who live past 100 with sharp minds, consistently show that meaningful social connection is among the strongest predictors of cognitive longevity. Call a friend, have lunch with someone in person, volunteer somewhere. Loneliness damages brains, connection protects them, so now you have everything you need. Here is your simple plan starting tomorrow morning. Step 1. Set aside 60 seconds tomorrow morning, immediately after brushing your teeth. Do the basic cross-lateral finger sequence I described. You will struggle. That is correct. Step 2. Do this for 21 consecutive days. Why 21 days? Research suggests this is approximately the amount of time required to establish a habit and begin to see measurable neurological adaptations. Step 3. After 21 days, begin adding the progressions. One new variation every 2 to 4 weeks. Step 4. Track your progress. Notice your word recall. Notice your processing speed. Notice your ability to find names that used to be on the tip of your tongue. The improvements may be subtle at first. They compound dramatically over months. Step 5. After 90 days, evaluate. If you have been consistent, you will likely notice meaningful improvements. If you have not, you will know you need to recommit. Either way, you will have data about your own brain. And one bonus tip: do not abandon your crossword puzzles entirely. If you enjoy them, keep doing them for pleasure. But understand that they are not your primary brain protection. The 60-second cross-lateral exercise is your foundation. The crossword is your dessert. I want to close with something that has nothing to do with brain exercises. The most precious thing you have as you age is not your possessions. It is not your status. It is not even your physical health. In the broadest sense, it is your mind, your memories, your stories, your ability to recognize the people you love, your capacity to learn something new at 75, your readiness to laugh at a joke, your power to comfort a grandchild who is scared, your gift for sharing wisdom you spent decades accumulating. A mind is not a fixed thing. It is not something that simply declines with age while you watch helplessly. The latest brain science is telling us something profoundly hopeful. The aging brain, at any age, retains the capacity to grow new neural connections, to strengthen existing pathways, to recover from years of neglect, to become sharper, more resilient, more capable. But the brain does not do this passively. It does not respond to wishes. It responds to specific, intentional, daily practices that challenge it appropriately. The medical system has spent decades treating cognitive decline as inevitable, as something that happens to certain unlucky seniors and cannot be prevented. The truth is far more encouraging. Most cases of cognitive decline are not inevitable. They are partly the result of habits and choices, many of which can be changed. The 60-second cross-lateral exercise I taught you today is not a magic bullet. It will not reverse advanced dementia. It will not give a 90-year-old the brain of a 30-year-old. But for the majority of seniors who do it consistently for months and years, the cumulative benefit is genuinely remarkable. Your grandchildren do not just need you alive. They need you present. They need you sharp. They need you engaged in their stories and able to share your own. And one of the simplest, most powerful things you can do to make that possible is sitting in your own two hands, 60 seconds a day, beginning tomorrow morning. That is the gift this video is offering you today. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing. Will you commit to doing this 60-second exercise tomorrow morning? Just type yes if you commit to trying it just once. That public commitment makes you 3 times more likely to actually do it. The research is clear on that, and if anyone you love is over 60, please share this video with them. Almost every senior is doing brain training that is significantly less effective than it could be, and they have no idea there is a better way. You might be the only person who tells them. If this video gave you a single piece of information that you did not have an hour ago, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show this video to more seniors who urgently need this information. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell. Every single week I publish content like this, designed specifically for adults over 60 who want to take control of their health in ways the medical system never taught them. Next week, I will be revealing the 3 foods that have been clinically shown to support neuroplasticity in aging brains. Foods that combine perfectly with the exercise you just learned today, creating what neurologists are now calling a brain restoration protocol. You will not want to miss it. Until then, work that brain, cross those hands, protect that mind. It has been carrying everything you are for a very long time. It deserves these 60 seconds each morning. I am Dr. Franklin. I will see you in the next one.